My friends, I felt called to come on and do a reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I was hearing a few specific things for this reading, so I think I'm just going to jump right in. I was getting a few downloads during my meditation. The main one is I was hearing I can change. So the person you're connected to, I'm not sure if this is something that this person said to you or they want to say to you. I really have no idea where to begin, which is kind of the energy I'm channeling from your person. It's kind of like they have no idea where to begin. Maybe that has to do with communication. But I was hearing, I can change. I can change. And there was actually a song coming through, and it's The Reason by Hoobastank. I think that's who sings it. And I just keep hearing the lyrics, I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to start over new, and that reason is you. And I'm trying to think of the other lyrics in that song. I'm not a perfect person. There's many things I wish I didn't do. So I really have no idea where to begin with this reading. I can change. And I was getting, I'll mention the initials in a moment, but I was picking up on the names Gabby, Janet, Cherie, Bo, George, really random. And maybe I'll just pull some charms to go with the initials that I was getting. I'll pull some initials right now. So the initials I was getting during my meditation, hang on, I'm just stirring them. The initials I was getting during my meditation are P, D, G, C, B, L, C. Oh, I have C there twice. That could be symbolic. We have K, E, D, Z, T, L, E, C, 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 F, W, F, U. Oh dear, F, U. Uh-oh. W, Q, P, L, O, H, M. So I pulled those initials. All right. I was also getting the movie Bus Stop. I haven't watched that movie in a very long time. A lot of you probably don't even know what that movie is. If you do, you're my bestie. And even if you don't, you're still my bestie. The movie Bus Stop, I'm not sure the guy who's in it, but Marilyn Monroe is in it. So Marilyn Monroe could be symbolic. Anyway, the movie, I'll just explain what it's about. But the movie is about Marilyn Monroe and this guy who's in the rodeo named Bo. They meet and they have like this instant spark. And I kind of look at her as the runner in that movie. So he kind of chases her and she kind of runs from him. And I don't blame her. He's pretty intense. But that movie could be symbolic. And if you've never watched it, it's actually a really good movie. But yeah, I can change. So I just want to pull a few cards from this deck. I haven't used this deck on YouTube yet. We have Shadow. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. Shadow work. That's really interesting. So you could have triggered this person's shadow. It's number 43. Love you. Love you. Maybe they're a runner. Oh my gosh. But let's just see what comes out of this deck. We have full moon. Interesting. The full moon could be symbolic. Maybe you released this person on the full moon or you did a release ritual. And then we have divinity. Oh my goodness. Judgment energy. So maybe this person is waking up. Maybe you influence this person to wake up. Divinity. You could be getting in touch with your divinity right now. So what do we need to know about this person who can change? Let's have a look. We have healer. How did I was I was feeling like that card was going to come out. Protection. So you could be a healer, and you could trigger people's shadows here. And maybe you triggered this person's shadows, and this person is finally healing some of those shadows. And on the bottom, we have protection. So if you and this person, if they ran from you or there was a separation, it was for your own protection, maybe so that you could step into this healer energy. But this is telling me you've inspired them to heal, and you could be a healer. Let's just have a look at the book. Hang on, my nose is running again. Oh my goodness. Are you guys all ready for Halloween? I'm going to come do a Halloween reading tomorrow, and I'm going to dress up. So if you want to see what I'm going to be here. You know what? Can I just talk about this healer card for a minute? I really enjoy hanging out with my besties over here. This is my favorite time of day. I'm hearing Love Actually when Colin Firth is driving the housekeeper home. And he says, "This is my favorite time of day, driving you home." Anyway, that could be symbolic. I can't remember his name in that movie. Jamie. It was Jamie. So Jamie could be symbolic. What was her name? I can't remember. Nope, it's not coming to me. The house cleaner? Ariel? Aurelia? Anyway. So I was talking to someone this morning about healing, and it was clear they were just not interested in what I was saying. And it made me think of all of you, because I love that I can come here and talk about healing. I love talking about healing. I love talking about, how the world is a mirror for us, how we can... I was talking about... I don't know why I'm feeling called to talk about this right now, but there's a reason. I was talking about how the way others' behaviors make us feel can be an indication of what we need to heal. And I'll give you an example. I was talking about someone who felt like, it's not me, but I was talking about someone who felt like at work, everybody was treating them like they were stupid and like they weren't smart and like they were beneath them. And I was saying that there's a lesson in that. The person who was experiencing this grew up in a household where they were made to feel like they weren't smart, like they weren't intelligent. And that wound was being triggered by the people at work. And I was saying, we need to learn how to not take on others' projections as our own. And I was trying to explain how the people at this job were probably projecting from a wounded place. Anyway, I was talking to this person about it and about where these wounds come from and how to reflect on them. And they were like, oh yeah, uh-huh. And I just thought of all of you, and I'm like, I love that I can talk about that stuff with you guys, because it is so important. And most of the world is asleep. Every time I leave my house, that's what I realize. Like most of the world is asleep. So you could be very into healing, or you could be on a healing journey. And it's 32, which reduces to 5, Hierophant energy. So you could have a soul contract to heal this person or to help heal others, to be a mentor to others, a spiritual guide to others. You could have the gift of intuitive sight is what I'm hearing. Also 3 and 2, the Empress, the High Priestess. So you could definitely be a divine feminine who maybe this connection awakened you to your divinity and your healer energy. Anyway. So this is supposed to be about your person, but I want to read this to you. You are a healer. Fear not your own ability to be a light worker or a way shower for others. Drawing this card can symbolize that healing in its highest form is available to you now. Oh my goodness. If you pulled this card in regard to a relationship, please know that there is a powerful exchange of energy here. Meditate when you are wanting to heal on the physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual plane. So it feels like you do have the ability to heal others. You do have the ability to be a light worker and to help heal others. And it could be starting with yourself, but also with this person. And what's interesting about this card is it says, please know there is a powerful exchange of energy here, and that healing is available to you now. And remember what I was hearing, The Reason by Hoobastank. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be, so I feel like you are this person's reason to heal. I have my hair kind of feels a little crazy today anyway. Not that that matters. And protection. So if you are a divine feminine and you've been in separation, perhaps it was to protect you while you stepped into your healer energy. And healer, if you are a healer, you're being protected by the divine. All right. Let's see if we can find a little bit more out about this person, though. I found a reason to change. What's that about? Come on. Come on. All right. We have new moon. There's a new moon coming up. So the new moon coming up could be very transformation, 19, divine masculine energy. No way. Yes way. Blossom could be symbolic. Joey. Wasn't that her brother's name? I just heard, no way. Transformation 19. So I feel like you, healer, divine feminine, remember Empress, High Priestess, Hierophant energy, that's Pisces, Taurus, Libra, Leo with 19. I feel like you have triggered this person into a transformation. And remember what the healer card said. There's a potent energy between the two of you. And I feel like there was a lot of healing that was meant to happen because of this connection. And this to me is a sign that there's a divine masculine healing here. 1 and 9, so you could be manifesting this person transforming into their higher self. That's amazing. Transformation 19. So I do feel like this person, I kept hearing, I can change, I can change. And who would have ever thought that a caterpillar, like think of the caterpillar saying, I can change, I can change. I can almost hear someone saying, yeah, right, it's not like you're going to grow wings. And that's exactly what the caterpillar does. So I feel like this person is transforming into their higher self, into divine masculine energy. And perhaps you had to be protected, you healer you, while this transformation was going on. This is also about, to me, the ripple effect of your transformation. Energetically, like if you're transforming into this butterfly, I feel like it's had an effect on your person. That's beautiful. I don't know what those other two cards are, but I just want to look at the healer. And I was specifically asking about your person. The butterfly is a powerful symbol of transformation. The butterfly goes through many stages before it becomes the beautiful creature it is. Honor your process and allow your beauty to be seen by all. Wear more colors to help announce the arrival of your exquisite transformation. That is so beautiful. So maybe, I'm hearing you, but maybe your person was someone who would always wear black. If you I'm not sure if you're in contact with this person, but maybe they're starting to wear more color. And that's something that I've talked about before with myself. I only used to wear black. I only owned black shirts, black hoodies, black shirts. I still like black clothing. But when I awakened, that was one of the first things that I noticed, is that I started to wear bright colors. I started to wear pinks. I started to wear, and actually I've heard that can be common for divine feminines to get into the color pink after they awaken. But I started wearing red. I started wearing colors. I started wearing a rainbow sweater. So maybe I'm not sure if you are around this person or if you can see them. Try not to watch them too much, right? But maybe you're noticing that they're wearing more colors, or maybe you just added color to their life. We have water, 18, moon energy. That's interesting. So we have divine feminine, divine masculine energy coming out, water. And we have death, transformation, and change. Beautiful. 36. So I feel like you have inspired this person to change. There's definitely a transformation, and I feel like it's linked to emotions with the water card coming out. I was also hearing, the reason bus stop came is because I was hearing the song from that movie, If You Will Marry Me. So, if you will marry me, me, if you will marry me. And now Black Magic, the song that she sings in that movie, is coming to my mind. Round and round we go. It's that old black magic. Anyway, maybe this person thinks you did some magic on them to transform. So, the end of a cycle or situation. It's time to watch the old way leave itself in the past. Interesting. Without death, there is no life, and vice versa. So there's definitely a transformation and change, and it feels like it has to do with emotions. Emotions, receptivity, connecting to your emotions regarding a situation. Allow yourself to be open to any changes. I can change. So clearly this person is feeling emotional. And it talks about being more flexible. So maybe this person was very set in their ways. But I feel like you triggered emotion in this person, and you're a healer, so you probably trigger people. And you triggered a transformation and a rebirth energy within them. Death, the shadow energy of death is negative emotional patterns. So there could have been some sort of negative emotional pattern, water, that this person was going around in. But you've clearly triggered them to change. All right, so I'm just going to get terms before we get into whatever this reading is. Tarot charms first. Which one wants to come play? Bert and Ernie? Somebody come and play? Okay, these two want 3. We have 3, all right? We'll take them. What do we have? Come. We have the Sun, divine masculine energy, which I just pulled. The Sun. Leo energy. We have the Moon, which I just pulled, 18, emotions. Sun and Moon, divine feminine, divine masculine energy. And we have death, transformation, death, the death card. How crazy is that? So I feel like this, hang on. How crazy is that? I just pulled 18, 19, and death in those cards. I definitely feel like this is a counterpart connection where you were meant to trigger each other to transform, to heal, to do shadow work, to enlighten each other, to wake up to divinity. Remember the divinity card? Shadow. We saw the shadow too. Shadow linked to the moon. Pisces, Leo, Scorpio energy. That's magical. All right, let's get charms. Again, I'm going to stir them. Let's see, which ones want to come out? Which ones want to come out? Which ones? Which ones? These ones. All right, so we do have the guitar again. This guitar keeps coming out. So music could be very symbolic, or someone could play electric guitar. Aerosmith could be symbolic. We have a key. And it looks like I don't know why, but I'm hearing the Celtic knot, unconditional love. The key, you could have been the key to this person's healing is what I'm hearing. The key also reminds me of the Hierophant. Sometimes on the Hierophant you see two keys, and it's symbolic of spiritual lessons that you're meant to teach each other. Counterparts, you could feel like you hold the key to each other's heart. You could have been the key to this person, unlocking this person's shadows. You're the one. You've come to break the spell, Belle. What are you? Interesting, we have a snake. So it's actually a cobra. So in the animal deck, the cobra is symbolic of a pause. It's also very Hierophant energy. When the lesson is ready to be learned, the teacher appears. So you and this person, soul contract, the key, you could have made the agreement before you came into your meat suits, before you came into this lifetime, to teach each other lessons. And when you were ready to learn that you were a healer, when you were ready to heal your trauma, heal your chaser energy, heal your insecurity, heal your self-doubt, lack of confidence, this person appeared in your life. And when they were ready to heal their runner energy, to heal their ego, both of you ego, that's when you and this person appeared in each other's lives. Kundalini could be symbolic, Kundalini awakening. We have the oyster pearl. I mean, it's in a scallop shell, but it's a pearl in a scallop shell. I believe the pearl's in the oyster though, but scallops could be symbolic. But the pearl, so this is about transformation. And the pearl, let's just pretend it's a oyster. I'm hearing aphrodisiac. But the pearl is created by grit and irritation. So maybe this has been an irritating situation. It's also symbolic of the animal deck. The oyster is symbolic of someone who has something they want to say, but they hold back. They're doubting themselves. To bring into balance, share something. This could also have to do with your mission. But major transformation here. What are you? We have the swan. Beautiful. And the white swan. So divine feminine energy. And sometimes I'm being reminded that sometimes on the judgment card, it's the divine feminine on the judgment card. The divine feminine has the ability to transform that divine masculine or to trigger an awakening, just like this journey triggers divine feminines to awaken into their power. The divine feminine has the ability to trigger the awakening in the masculine. And I'm feeling called to, maybe I should get that deck. I'm seeing a very specific card where the divine feminine is playing a flute and there's people around her transforming. Maybe I should get that deck. The Swan, solo time. Solo time, reflection, mirroring, tapping into your intuition. We have the lonely little seahorse again. The seahorse keeps coming out. I have so many charms here. I cannot believe this. Like yesterday when I had the peacock feather and peacock came out twice, there's probably like 200 charms. That's insane. Seahorse, lovers, divine connection. We have a love potion, and it's pink. What does it say on it? Number 5, Hierophant energy. Love potion. 5 of Cups could be symbolic. And we have butterflies. So we have a yellow butterfly, transformation of the solar plexus, I'm hearing. We have a white butterfly transforming into the divine feminine. Oh, are you kidding me? Black butterfly transforming into the divine masculine. The moon, the sun, divine feminine, divine masculine. Now we have the black and white butterflies transformation. I feel like this is going to be a good one. I feel like this is going to be a good reading. I almost feel like I should get that other deck. Hang on. All right, I paused it at 7:07. So 7s could be symbolic, which is interesting because I wrote down 777 and 333. I actually just want to see. I'm just going to get a few cards out of this channeled message deck to just see. I don't know why I'm being called to get this first. Mr. Crow is outside. Let's just see what's going on with your person here. What's on your person's mind? I'll just get a couple. One more. Oh my gosh. Okay. Communication. Spiritual detox. No way. All right, we have communication. Expect a message soon. They want to express how much they truly miss you. I can change. I'm ready for the new beginnings that come from endings. Your affirmation. Confirmed by Mr. Crow. The movie Say Anything could be symbolic. The song In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. The name Matt could be symbolic. I just had a pop down or drop down, whatever it's called. I just see this person holding a stereo. So it makes me think of Say Anything, where he's outside holding the stereo over his head. In Your Eyes. It's also this orange. This orange is symbolic of the sun, divine masculine energy. And this masculine communicating, and this feminine's like, who, me? Ah. We have patience. You've been patient with me during this journey. The wait is over. True love is here. So it could be moving. It could have been moving at a snail's pace. And this journey does take a while, years. Now, somebody made a good point. Somebody said that's a little bit of limited thinking by thinking it can take years. I just know it can take years. I know that that's changing. The more healers there are helping divine feminines, I know that's changing. That's why I'm always like, do your mission. And some of the newer waves are coming into union more quickly than the older waves. Did you guys hear that? What does it mean when a crow does that like clicking noise and then the blah, 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 the little garbling noise? What does that mean? I'm going to have to look that up because there was just a crow outside making those clicking noises and then that low garbling noise. I don't even know if that's a word. So I feel like this person, maybe they've been biting their tongue, waiting to communicate. Showing self-restraint is what I'm hearing. And I know that our ego wants communication right now. But sometimes it's better that it doesn't come in prematurely. But this person definitely has communication on the mind. I just can't get over those cards and those charms. Definitely divine feminine, divine masculine. We have spiritual detox, releasing negative thoughts in people, major spiritual awakening, cleanse and rebirth, transformation, change. Apology. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I'm so sorry. I can change, is what I keep hearing. Maybe you've lost hope that this person can change. Although, if you're a divine feminine, you would have trust that this person could change. You would believe that anybody could change. Do any of you watch crime documentaries? I know I'm full of like love and light, but I still like crime documentaries. But I watched one yesterday and I was just sobbing on my couch watching it. The Perfect Neighbor. Ugh. Anyway, I was in traffic this morning and there was this guy driving like an a-hole. And I was like, I was the passenger. But he was driving like an a-hole and there was construction and he wasn't letting anybody in. And I was like, what a douchebag. And I'm like, but love and light. Anyway, apology. My throat's starting to go now. Nourishment. You feed my mind and nourish my soul. Your energy helps keep me going. Again, I feel like you would believe that this person could change. You would have faith that they could change. You would believe in them. And if you don't, then you're not quite in divine feminine energy. We have fantasizing. I fantasize about our future together, our home, kids, vacations. I want it all. I feel like this person is essentially manifesting you, and maybe they never saw themselves settling down. Maybe they never envisioned being married. Or maybe they were married in the past and it didn't end well. It wasn't everything that they had imagined. It's reminding me of that song I was hearing. Not the Hoobastank one, but the one from the movie Bus Stop. Divine masculine. I don't know how many cards are in that deck, but these cards that came out, powerful. Aware and awake. It's 306. That transformation card was 36. The death card was 36. Sorry, not the transformation, the death one. Number 36. A divine feminine, 3, Empress energy, who has the power to change, inspire change in the lover, in a divine connection. 6, the lovers. It's still 306 the whole time I'm getting that download, just changed. Aware and awakened to the divine calling, ready to take action, protect, and provide. This is going to be a good reading. I can feel it. Wow. All right. So that's what we're starting with. I mean, there my throat chakra goes. So this is the Suki. I hope I'm saying that right, tarot. If I'm not saying it right, I don't mean to not say it right. Look at what was on the bottom. Queen of Cups. Look at the peacock feather. Queen of Cups, a healer. Beautiful. You could be sitting in self-love right now. You could be going through a renewal. Trusting your intuition. All right. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to get this deck first and see what we need to know about this connection. The Runner. Oh, we're off to a good start. I Can Change, the Runner. And that movie, if you've seen Bus Stop, please tell me. But I'm telling you, the feminine in that was the runner. So maybe for some of you, maybe you are connected to a runner that's gender, a woman. You don't have to be. He was definitely a chaser, and he doted on her. And it really did scare her. We have living in the moment. You could be happily living in the moment right now. That's another thing, you know, divine feminine. Living in the present moment, trusting your intuition, trusting that what is meant for you will not pass you by. So let's cut the deck. I'm going to cut it this way. And I will return to hand readings. Usually I do a mixture of both, but for a while I was just doing bird's eye view readings. And then for some reason I felt called to do face readings recently, like all the time. Some of you say, you know, you miss seeing the cards. I understand that. I do try and show you the cards. Others of you say that you find it more intimate and connected. I think that's part of the reason why I felt called to do it, is because I do feel more connected to you this way. But I will do some, oh my gosh, I knew it. I will do some bird's eye view readings again. So we have the mask, hiding true feelings. So this person could have been masking, or you both could have been masking, hiding true feelings. So this person could have been hiding their true feelings. It also says pretending. So this person could have been pretending they didn't feel this connection. It also says gaslighting. And I'm looking over at the hoobastank reason. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. I'm not a perfect person. There's many things I wish I didn't do. Could have included hiding their feelings and gaslighting. We have twin flame. Whoa! That just jumped out of my hand, and this was the card that was left. Like the whole deck jumped out of my hand, and this is what was left. We already knew that though. The cards, the charms. I love that confirmation. He's on the, right outside my window is the roof to my front porch, and he sits right outside my window. So twin flame. We also have date and love call. So we'll see what comes out here. Again, this reading is meant to be about what is this change? And I think that a lot of it has to do with you changing into, or not even changing, evolving, stepping into your divine feminine power, your healer energy, and then divine masculine, March 11th could be symbolic, or September 1st. So what's happening here? All right. So we have heartbreak, separation. We have watching and looking. So this person could be watching you right now, or maybe you're watching them. I did mention, like, maybe you notice they're wearing more colors. Maybe you're wearing more colors. We have replaying events over in your head. So I feel like this person is replaying events in their head. I don't know if that's you. It also talks about outdated thinking and conditioning. And I talk all the time about our conditioning and about that outdated thinking, like outdated thinking that nobody can change, outdated thinking that if somebody is gaslighting you, they're automatically. B's could be symbolic, or the letter B. Conditioning. So I attract abundance by being abundant in my thoughts. Affirmation. But I talk all the time about how we're conditioned or programmed from like our childhood. So that could be symbolic here, but replaying events over in their head, watching you replaying events. The dime just dropped off my little thing. You could be from, cassettes could be symbolic. Yesterday I was in a record store, and right beside the cash, they had cassettes, and I picked them up, and I was like, I thought it was like gum or something. And I said to the guy, I'm like, is this real? You're selling cassettes again? And I looked at my kid, and I'm like, do you know what that is? Nah, they don't know what it is. But you could have been born or grew up in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. Did they have cassettes in the 60s? I don't know. We have the butterfly transformation. Evolving and growth, next phase, healing inner child, releasing the past, releasing outdated thinking, releasing conditioning. And we have coffee cup. So wanting to meet and talk. Feeling elevated, building friendship. Let's get a few more. We do have heartbreak and pain on the bottom, and then healing heart and death. So it feels like, there was some sort of painful separation here where you were both meant to heal and transform. The healer, transformation, the butterfly, remember? Magic. Oh, it did want to come out. So we have grounding, stability and security, performance, growth, and endurance. I kind of want to confirm that coffee cup card. So, grounding energy. This is also, it reminds me of Emperor energy, stability and security. What are you? We have sword in the rose, clarity and truth, revelation, honor and protection, determination. I almost feel clarity and truth, revelations, growth and endurance with not enough, lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego and fear and frustrations. It's almost like I see this as both of you. And then there's something about clarity and truth. Remember how I was talking about what you were meant to heal? And I mentioned like lack of confidence, operating from a place of fear and ego. I mentioned all of that. It's kind of giving me, growth and transformation and clarity. About this lacking confidence, self-sabotage. You were never not enough. That's what I'm hearing. But this person could have made you feel like you weren't enough. Triggering an inner wound, just like the same could be said for this person. I feel like I'm not making any sense right now. That's weird. Remember how I was talking about that person who was complaining about work and how they were being made to feel at work that they weren't enough and that they weren't smart? And I know about this person's childhood. That's the environment they grew up in. They were told they were never going to be enough and that they weren't smart. So it's kind of like that wound within them was being triggered. I want to confirm this not enough card. But you could be having clarity and revelations that you were never not enough. It was your conditioning, it was your programming, it was your outdated thinking. That not enough card is giving me the energy of Eight of Swords, trauma that keeps us stuck, trauma that can be healed. But mentally we feel trapped by it. I need to confirm this not enough. Not enough. Grow and transform, death. So that's what's being transformed right now. That's what's changing. Remember, you were never not enough. And the same goes for this person. That's what's growing and transforming right now. Lack of confidence, self-sabotaging behaviors, ego and fear, frustrations. So I feel like you wouldn't be watching this feeling frustrated about this person. Let me get one more for that one. I was also hearing Phoenix energy. All right. So we have separation, and then we have someone wanting to express themselves, which kind of matches up with this energy right here. Expressing love, messages of love, thinking of you, informing you that they're thinking of you. Talking. Let's confirm this love call. And then I'll confirm it all with, tarot. So we have hammer, sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on it, repairing. And that's confirming love call. So maybe for some of you, this person has reached out before, but then self-sabotaged. I feel like when you hear from them, you're going to see a change in them, because that's what this reading has been about. I can change. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. A reason to start over new beginnings. You had a card that talked about new beginnings. So maybe in the past, when this person... I did mention I was feeling Phoenix energy, right? I'm not going to show you how I spelled it, but I wrote it down right there. 321. It's 321 here. I'm seeing that 321 action card. So maybe in the past, this person came in prematurely, and maybe one or both of you self-sabotaged. But remember, I confirmed this. This is being transformed right now. This self-sabotage. For some of you, maybe this person was lacking the confidence, or were too stuck in their ego, or you were too in your ego, or too frustrated with this situation to try and work on it. I did say Phoenix. New phase and rekindle, renew and growth, changed mind, rising from the ashes. I was getting major Phoenix energy during my meditation. I think it lasted something like 20 minutes. It was insane. So I feel like, again, if this person reached out in the past or you reached out in the past and tried to work on this or repair it, I feel like somebody sabotaged because there hadn't been a phoenix moment yet. There hadn't been an awakening yet. All right, I just want to get a few of these cards. I cleaned up when that last video ran out. I cleaned up so you didn't have to watch me clean up. But let's see. Reunion. And listen, reunion can only happen when they are in divine masculine energy and you are in divine feminine energy. Union can only happen when you come into inner union with yourself. So that's what you should be striving for. And that's why I talk so much about healing and self-love and your mission. Coming into inner union with yourself, coming into alignment with your higher self. So what do I want to do here? I'm going to get a couple cards for you. Interesting, we have Merkaba. I'm still learning about some of this stuff, but I know that Merkaba represents chariot energy, but it also represents the merging of divine masculine, divine feminine energies. And I mean in you. I mean you coming into balance. So let's just see. I'm just going to get a few for you and a few for them. Cut the deck. We have Chaser. Abandonment. So you could have been dealing with fear of abandonment, so you were chasing this person. I'm not saying you're in chasing energy now. If you are, it's definitely not time for a reunion because that needs to be healed. You know what? I also saw something interesting today. I saw a mourning dove and a blue jay kind of... It was almost like the mourning dove was trying to befriend the blue jay, and it kept flying near this blue jay, and the blue jay kept like being aggressive with it, and it reminded me of a runner chaser. Anyway. And try your best not to look at them online, because spying is underneath that. That is a form of chasing. I'm not saying this is your energy, though. It's on the bottom, which means you probably chase this person, not because you're a bad person, not because you're pathetic, not because you're delusional, but maybe because you had a fear of abandonment, that maybe you didn't know you had this fear of abandonment. This person could have run from you because of a fear of abandonment as well. But let's just see what comes out for you. So we're looking at the divine feminine right now, Spirit. Divine feminine. Unconditional love, beautiful. And I said, I feel like whoever's watching this believes their person can change. Unconditional love for yourself, unconditional love for your person. Again, unconditional love, time and space. Unconditional love doesn't mean putting up with bad behavior, but it means unconditionally loving this person whether they are with you or not. And I mentioned yesterday this song, I Hope You're Happy by Blue October. I hope you're happy even if you're not mine. Penguins could be symbolic. Penguins are symbolic of soulmates. Okay, so we have divine masculine. That's good. So you're working on your divine masculine energy. You're working on knowing your worth, working on your confidence. And I was talking about that Merkaba energy and how if you really want to come into union with this person, it starts with you. You need to come into union with yourself. You need to balance those divine feminine, divine masculine energies. 444, as I was saying that, we have transformation. Beautiful. So maybe you're no longer waiting for this divine masculine to transform. You're busy going through your own transformation. I always see this image as like this butterfly saying to this caterpillar, come on, it's fun out here, you can fly. Maybe you were waiting for this person for a while or chasing them, but you're transforming your masculine energy, which means I always see the divine masculine card in this deck that I have, and it talks about knowing your worth, declaring that you are more than enough, working on your confidence, or being in that confident energy, taking action towards like your mission and things like that, releasing fixer patterns. So you could have wanted to fix this person. Fix You by Coldplay could be symbolic. And then we have expecting. So maybe for some of you, this is giving me Empress energy, but just because of the pregnancy or moon energy, you could be expecting. But this card is also about expectations. So right now you could be, maybe you are expecting this person to be transforming because, like I said, the person I'm channeling believes their person can change. So maybe this is what you're expecting coming towards you, is that when this person comes towards you, you're going to see that they've transformed. You're going to see that they've changed. And then unconditional love. Let's get a few more for you. The one. I like that. I don't know if you saw that. That almost came out. Didn't want to come out. Look at that. You get back in there. We don't need you, chaser energy. That's good. So we have the one. So clearly you see this person holding a key to your heart. Clearly you see them as the one. I'm hearing surrender. Like you're no longer fighting your ego. You're no longer... You know that they hold a key to your heart. It doesn't mean that you'll put up with bad behavior. It doesn't mean that you'll go back if they haven't changed. But it means that it's almost like you're surrendering, that they're always going to have a place in your heart and that you love them. I like that. Loving yourself. And I posted an affirmation for you guys today about, I am becoming the person I dreamed of becoming, or whatever it said. Geo could be symbolic. I like this for you. Love yourself, coming into inner union. And that chaser card didn't come out. I like that it flipped out. It didn't even flip out. It wanted to come out, but it didn't. Let's get you one more. Okay. Two more. We have family. So you could be spending a lot of time with your family, or you could be focused on family. You're healing generational cycles here. You're healing your family's cycles. This is another thing I was talking about today, about how these cycles, I was talking with this muggle about it. Oh yeah. How these cycles, these patterns are passed down, like generational trauma is passed down from family to family to family. And the only way to stop it is to break those cycles so that you don't pass them on to your children. I'm hearing it stops here. So you could be very focused on generational patterns right now, or healing cycles that you know have been repeated. For example, just off the top of my head, one of them that I'm thinking of is that maybe you had a parent who put up with less than they deserved, or they put up with some not so great behavior, didn't learn how to set boundaries, stayed in an unhappy connection or something. Maybe that's one of the cycles you're breaking. That's just an example. I'm not meaning it to be specific. But maybe you have children and you don't want to pass these cycles on to your children. You don't want them to repeat. You could consider yourself the black sheep of your family, or you could consider yourself like a generational curse breaker, trauma breaker, whatever the word is. Okay, I'm just going to get you one other deck. Let's just see. I just want to get you a couple from this deck. Interesting. We have speaking up. We'll see if that comes out. I don't think you're speaking up to this person. But we'll see. We'll see if it comes out. Divine Feminine. What do we need to know about the Divine Feminine? Okay, so we have opposites on the bottom. So you and this person could be opposite in some way. You could have an age difference, cultural difference, come from different sides of the planet. We have power couple elevating together. So that's good. Right now you're going through some sort of ascension, some sort of elevation. I'm hearing that card, aging like fine wine. Aging like fine wine. Yeah, that card. So you could be fulfilling your part of the soul contract, I'm hearing. It says elevating together. So I feel like you're trusting that this person is elevating too. I'm getting a lot of trust in this reading. Like a surrendered Divine Feminine who's kind of surrendered control. We have, attention elsewhere. So your attention isn't on your person. It's on you. It's on other things. That person could look like your person. But I don't think this is a bad thing that your attention is elsewhere. I'm hearing like you're not chasing. You're focused on, your masculine energy. You're focused on breaking cycles. You're focused on, you've taken your focus off of this person. And I always talk about that pot, like stop watching the pot waiting for it to boil. I feel like that's you. Instead of watching the pot, standing over the stove, you're off doing dishes and stuff. And I'm not meaning that literally. Maybe you're doing dishes right now. We have repairing, making amends. So even though you want to repair this, even though you want to make amends with this person, you've taken your attention off of this person. Healthy detachment, I'm hearing. And we have reflecting, owning bad habits, and that's part of it too. We need to own our own shadows. It's not just the masculine. We both come to the connection with shadows. So maybe you are reflecting over some of the bad habits you had, whatever those would be. Maybe chasing. Maybe that not enough card. Maybe you took actions from a place of fear and ego. Reflecting about cycles from your family. You're taking accountability for your side of the street is what I'm hearing as well. And that's another thing, like wounded feminine energy, wounded masculine energy can kind of be like, it's all your fault. It's not me. It's all you. All right. So let's see Let's see your person's energy. My dreams won't wait for the perfect conditions. I pursue them now, flaws and all. Mission! Sometimes I wonder what my family thinks when I'm up here yelling like that. Who are you yelling at? There won't be the perfect conditions for your mission. Can I just say that? If you wait for the perfect conditions, you'll be waiting forever, is what I'm hearing. And that goes to your person too. If your person is waiting for like some magical fairy to appear in front of them, the time is now. Like Glenda the Good Witch, the time is now. Reach out to your person. It's not going to happen. Although that's not true, because you could get some sort of message through a dream or a download. Anyway, let's see your person's energy. We have Kundalini, the snake, Kundalini awakening. And I always say the masculine starts at the root. Stability. We had the grounded card, stability. So let's see what's going on with this divine masculine. Time and space. All right, let's cut the deck. Home, window to the soul. That's interesting. Twin flames is there as well. They could be thinking about your eyes. Green eyes, hazel eyes could be very symbolic. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that dragon card. Glimpsing the self behind the self. Interesting. Balancing the ego. I'm seeing that dragon card. I can change. I just keep hearing that for your person. So what is this person up to? What do we need to know about this person? We have right person, wrong time. So they feel like you're the right person, but they met you at the wrong time. That could be so many different things. Like maybe one of you is married. Maybe there's an age difference. Maybe they were more focused on their career and they weren't looking for love. Spirit's really calling my attention to that song, I'm Not a Perfect Person. There's many things I wish I didn't do, so maybe they weren't, maybe they didn't know how to treat you, or something about they feel like you were the right person, but it was the wrong time. The timing was off. My goodness. We have you inspire me. Wisdom, serenity, faith, spirit, harmony, peace, believe, hope, love, trust. So you inspire them. And if you inspired them, you probably triggered them first. Because guess what? Anybody who's ever inspired me triggered me first. And that came from a place of like ego and wounding and envy. And then once I worked through that, I was inspired by them. So that's really interesting. You're inspiring this person right now. We have music and another cassette. So it feels like they're listening to music, thinking about you. Songs could be following them around right now. You could send them music. They find you in music. Very common with twin flames. I talk about it all the time. Connected through music. This is also reminding me of that replaying events. There's a chickadee outside saying hello. Then we have psychic abilities. So they could be tapping into their own psychic abilities. Or maybe you do tarot and they're watching you. Or they got a tarot reading about you. That's an interesting one. Like that, you inspire me. Maybe you do maybe you're like a psychic or a tarot reader or a light worker of some sort. Or maybe a tarot reading stumbled upon their suggested page on YouTube. Which reminds me, I still want to do that reading. Anyway. I want to see what cards these are. Page of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. I need glasses. What is that? Something of Swords. Interesting. Page of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. Feeling inspired to elevate into their higher self. Let's get a few more for your person. Tower moment, maybe? Those cards just knocked over a bunch of stuff, including my little cow. Hot and cold. Chaser energy. What the heck is happening here? We've got the 5D. Your person could be tapping into their higher self. They could be having dreams about you. Divinely protected. I'm going to have to clarify this. Divinely protected. Right now, your person could be in chaser energy when it comes to you, or they could be going like hot and cold, chaser energy. So they could be feeling, remember that the tarot card, it says Page of Wands. So someone feeling inspired to reach out, someone feeling inspired to connect with you, but it could come in and out in waves, like hot and cold. 1 minute they want to reach out to you, and then the next minute they're like, maybe I should wait. And I feel like they're still struggling with a fear of abandonment here. So if they're stopped from reaching out, it's because they're being divinely guided right now, divinely protected. The other thing I'm hearing is that if you were chasing them in the past and you haven't been chasing them, they could go through hot and cold moments where they feel like they've been abandoned because you're not reaching out to them. And again, if this person needed to change, think about that song, the Hoobastank song. If this person needed to change, maybe they were being hot and cold with you, inconsistent, runner energy. If they needed to change and you kept popping in, it wasn't allowing them to sit in their feelings, to sit in their emotions. What is this divinely protected one about? I want to see. Divinely protected. We have twin flame. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So confirming these two, we have friends. That's really interesting. So I feel like right now, They have friendships that are falling out of their life, which happens when you awaken and you change and you evolve and you grow. You outgrow friendships. That's really interesting. Your person's energy is a little hard to read. But there could have been friends that were influencing them to stay in that energy or to not change. They could have become very comfortable in their friendships. Maybe their friendships didn't mirror back. Mirroring's on the bottom. So maybe their friendships didn't mirror back what they needed to learn. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they became very comfortable in their friendships and their friendships didn't inspire them to change or to heal. And maybe those friendships have been like divinely removed from their life. That's what I'm hearing. And then we have twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine. So that's what I mean. Like if they needed to feel their feelings and they needed to like sit in that energy and feel and miss you and feel the loss of you, but they always had these friends who were feeding their ego and like, let's go out and drink. You're all right. We're here. It's okay that you're alone. You'll find somebody else. And wasn't reflecting back to them. Like, let's say this person had hot and cold behavior. Or when I'm thinking back to the first deck, let's say this person had gaslighting tendencies. But the friends that they surrounded themselves with just kind of accepted, oh yeah, this person kind of gaslights, but they never called them out on it. They just didn't bother disagreeing with them. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing that your person had friends who weren't reflecting back to them the lessons they needed to learn. It makes sense to me. So they stopped growing. And I feel like this could have been removed, divine intervention, so that they could finally sit in their feelings and balance their feminine and masculine energies. Maybe their friends had opinions about this journey, even if your person didn't understand what this journey was. You know, I always talk about outside opinions of the twin flame journey. If you're not on the twin flame journey and the people, your friends, aren't on the twin flame journey, it's very hard for them to put themselves in those shoes and understand what it's about. I mean, you could probably get... I remember talking to my friend about it once in text, about the twin flame journey. And I was like, imagine if somebody found our phones. Like, we would sound like crazy people. That's interesting. Look at that. Mirroring and coming into inner union. So I feel like they're mirroring your energy a bit. All right, let's get that other deck. Here I was thinking this wouldn't be a long reading. Speaking up, say what you feel. Remember that's the first cut. Remember that was on the bottom of yours and I said, I don't think you're speaking up. Chaser, I feel like this person keeps getting that page of wands. You should reach out. You should reach out. You should reach out. But maybe they have a fear that you'll reject them. Anyway, that's interesting to me. So let's see your person's energy. Your person's energy. Yearning. Yearning. Your person's energy. Here, let me move these cards. Why can't I pick up cards? There we go. Future plans, thinking about the future. If you will marry me, if you will marry me. All right, thinking about the future here. That's good. I always think that's a positive sign when someone's envisioning the future. Because when someone's stuck, when someone's in a dark place, they have a hard time imagining the future. They have a hard time imagining the next day. So let's see what this masculine is up to. So on the bottom, we have I'm hurting. Remember that abandonment card. So they are hurting. They are sitting in their emotions, but it does help you cleanse. It does help you awaken, I'm hearing, transform. We have infatuated. So right now they could be keeping an eye on you. Interesting. What else do we have? We have meeting. It was fated for us to meet. So they're seeing this as a fated connection. They could be seeing you as a twin flame or soulmate, especially if they came across tarot. Imagine. We have manifesting. So they're manifesting you. Your person could be an artist. They could be trying to manifest you reaching out. That transformation card was 19, 1 and 9. So they could be reflecting about you so much that they're actually manifesting you. Thinking about you so much, envisioning a future, that's a form of manifestation, whether they're aware of that or not. So they believe it was fated for you to meet, and they're calling you in energetically. Oh, change. I needed to make sure. These two are together. I don't know what the last one is. Change. I can change. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. Evolving to make things better. So they are going through changes, could have to do with manipulation. Remember we had that gaslighting card. How they manipulate situations or people. They're making changes. There's many things I wish I didn't do. I never meant to do those things to you. And so I have to say before I go or something, I just want you to know. I found a reason. They could reach out and say, I just wanted you to know that I'm working on myself. I just wanted you to know that I'm changing. I just wanted you to know that you healed something within me. I'm like hearing your person. And now I'm hearing that song. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. Angels of love, angels are guiding this connection. Remember how I was talking about an angel or a fairy isn't just going to appear in front of this person and give them the green light. Well, maybe they are being guided by angels. Maybe they are having dreams. Remember that 5D card. But their spirit team, their angels, they're guiding them right now in the right direction towards change. Let's get a few more. They could be watching you online with that card. Let's just get a few more for your person. Long distance, space between us. Oh my. Power couple elevating together. That's amazing. That's amazing because you had it and now they have it, which means you are both elevating into, remember the butterflies, into divine feminine, divine masculine energies. We have falling for you, consumed by thoughts of you, consumed, yearning, missing you, releasing their ego. It'll be interesting to see tarot because this is dark night of the soul, which can be messy. And during the dark night of the soul, things are removed from your life. I'm just thinking about that friend thing. And then long distance, the space between. Dave Matthews, the space between. So you could be at a physical distance or an emotional distance, but they're feeling the distance. That's amazing. So I want to see tarot. And then we'll stop. I know it's been a long reading. What else is new? All right, let me put that here. Let's just see some tarot. So we have 14, Temperance, Sagittarius energy, balancing of divine feminine, divine masculine energies, patience, divine timing. I accept my flaws and imperfections. That's what makes you beautiful. That's a song, right? Ooh, we have the King of Pentacles now. I don't know why that did that. Could be a water-earth pairing, or fire-earth. We have the Fool in reverse. Interesting. All right, let's have a look here. You could have been dealing with someone who is immature. We have the Nine of Swords on the bottom. So that's telling me that in order to move forward, there needs to be a healing conversation. But this is, someone's losing sleep here. Someone's overthinking. Maybe you're having a hard time sleeping right now. Let's see. Let's see your energy. Show me the viewer. Viewer. I like it. Yeah, love it. Releasing codependency, releasing unhealthy attachments, unhealthy patterns, possibly from your family, addictions. Very self-aware, my friend. You are very self-aware. Devil in reverse. You've got some big energy here. We have the Six of Cups, so you could definitely be healing childhood wounds. You could be feeling nostalgic about this person as well. Feeling a pull on their energy, even though you have released. We have Justice, so you could be working on your balance. Justice, maybe you're going through some sort of legal issue. You could be releasing anything that's not in balance with that Devil in reverse. But very balanced energy you're coming in. And remember, I kept saying I was hearing balance of divine feminine, divine masculine energy for you. We also have the Emperor for you. So sitting in your power, knowing your worth, knowing that you're more than enough, taking action towards the things you feel called to take action towards, not this person. Maybe taking action towards some sort of legal situation. Maybe you're getting your law degree. Releasing anything that no longer aligns with you. Becoming very self-aware. Bless you. Somebody sneezed. I don't know if you could hear that. And we have the Knight of Coins. Very determined. You could be taking action towards an entrepreneurial pursuit or your mission. Knight of Pentacles. Did I say Knight of Wands? I meant to say Knight of Pentacles. Did I say Knight of Wands? That was weird. I don't believe in accidents. Knight of Wands is the energy you need to go after your passion. Why am I looking up the Knight of Wands? That is so weird. Knight of Pentacles for you. Practical, reliable, efficient, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, patient. So sitting in your patience, that's good. That's a divine feminine quality. Hard work, a methodical approach, routine. You could be working on your routine, having a more balanced routine. This card is a reminder to remain consistent and committed to your goals. focus and drive, slow and steady hard work, slow and steady financial growth, slow and steady progress will lead you to success. Your diligent and hard work will be well paid. Nice. So very determined, very patient energy. Like there's no, maybe you're not rushing things. Again, you're focusing on maybe a legal thing, or maybe, I like it. Libra, Aries energy, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, let's see your person's energy. Show me your person's energy. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? One more. King of Pentacles. Remember I saw that when we were shuffling. Very stable. Grounding. They're grounding in their energy. Page of Swords watching you. Wanting to have a conversation. 8 of Wands. And I talk about this. I feel like your person is already releasing their ego. Remember when the Dark Night of the Soul came out? I feel like they're already releasing their ego. That things that weren't aligning with them have already been removed, because I said it'll be interesting to see what tarot says. And this shows very grounded energy, very stable energy, King of Pentacles. Very mature, so they're maturing. And then 8 of Wands shows rapid change and rapid growth. It also shows they have communicating with you on their mind, sending a message, wanting to send a message, Page of Swords. It's interesting how you are in patient energy. You're not watching that pot, and it's almost like it's having the effect that this person wants to talk to you more. And something else I talk about is that the divine feminine journey is like the Knight of Pentacles, very slow and steady. Then the masculine is kind of stagnant for a while. But once they have that awakening, once they release that, to have that Dark Night of the Soul, there's rapid change and rapid growth. It just happens out. It happens at a delay. They could be learning about themselves. Look at that. 3 of Swords in reverse, wanting to make amends. Wanting to reach out and make amends with you and apologize. That came out in the channeled message. What's underneath that? 4 of Wands. If you will marry me, me, if you will marry me. Look up that song from Bus Stop. This is about reunion and reconciliation. All right, let's see how you're feeling about them. More Earth energy. Actually, let me look at, just to confirm for you. King of Pentacles. Security, safe, kind, protective, businessman, provider, business person. Sensual, reliable. Right now, their first priority is stability, both in the future and the present. They could be getting financial advice. They could have an encouraging mentor in their energy right now, or could have been a tarot reader. Remember that card. Saving money. Really working on grounding themselves. That's good. 333 on the timer as I said that. How are you feeling about them? How are you feeling about them? We have the Magician. Nine of Cups. Oh. You want success with them? You hope they're healing, I'm hearing. They could be your wish fulfillment. But Magician, so you could be trying to manifest this person in a certain energy. I don't know what that is, but we're about to look. It's the Knight of Swords in reverse. So the Knight of Swords in reverse, you could feel like this person scatters their energy in too many places, causing them to be inconsistent with you. You could feel like this person was easily triggered, was very impulsive. Maybe there were hurtful words spoken between the two of you with the Knight of Swords in reverse. It's interesting because the Knight of Swords to me represents chaser energy. And with it, I opened right up to it. And with it in reverse, it almost feels like you're no longer chasing. You could be manifesting them, but you're no longer chasing is what I'm hearing. They could have been aggressive. They could have been arrogant. Knight of Swords in reverse. Let me show it to you. What's underneath? Whoa! Hang on. Aggressive partner, intense arguments. Scattering their energy in too many places. Really interesting. That's how you're feeling about them. And then right underneath, we have the Lovers. So you do feel like this is a divine love connection. You do feel like they're the one. Remember those cards. Focus, please. Maybe you've taken your focus off of them. Why isn't this focusing? Focus, focus. That's focused enough. There we go. You could have memories of laying with them like that. You could be feeling their energy. You could also feel like you have a soul bond with them, with the Lovers and the Magician. The Magician also can represent a soul bond. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Eight of Swords in reverse. So even though this person, intense arguments, you could have a new perspective of them. You could be seeing them as, that you still have unconditional love for them. That doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. Let's see how they're feeling about you. Oh. Whoa. We have the Queen of Wands. So you could be very creative. You could be sitting in your confidence right now, glowing up. They're seeing a new perspective of you. You had the Eight of Swords in reverse, new perspectives. They have the Page of Cups, new perspectives. They feel like they owe you some kind of apology. That's coming through very clearly. You could have a cat. But they see you as someone very connected to spirit, someone who's gone through a glow up. That's beautiful. And it's confirmed by the Nine of Coins. Like, look at that. They feel like you are happily single, living in the moment. They feel like if they come in, they need to add something to your life because you've realized that everything you need is within you. You don't need anybody else with the Nine of Pentacles. You're shining in your independence. Maybe you never used to be okay in your independence. They see you as thriving. Like, these are the two cards to me that scream glow up, and they're coming out together. And that kind of light, that kind of glow is inspiring. Remember, you inspire me. We've also got this Two of Cups. You could have a memory on a bench or a swing, or eating soup together. But the Two of Cups, you know what I'm going to say. The Two of Cups is about wanting to have an honest and heartfelt conversation. This person has mutual feelings for you, reciprocated feelings for you. They're thinking about reunion. You have two cards about a glow up, so that may be a little bit intimidating to this person. Don't change what you're doing, though. I think it's sweet that you had the Lovers and they have the Two of Cups. All right, let's see. Let's see what they're changing, because I kept hearing, I can change. What are they changing? What did you give them a reason to change? We have Ace of Coins on the bottom. Five of Coins, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. You're inspiring them to make positive changes. 5 of Pentacles, positive change, overcoming adversity, overcoming fear of abandonment and rejection. 6 of Swords. So you're helping them to heal things that in the past have weighed them down from moving forward, that they've carried with them in their little boat. 6 of Swords. You are helping them change, make positive changes in creating conflicts. So this person could be someone who creates conflicts or chaos from things they carry with them from their past, from conditioning. I always say someone who grew up in chaos will reenact that chaos later in life if they don't heal. Self-sabotage. So they're changing their self-sabotage behaviors. Running away from problems. So this person could have been running away from their healing for a while. And you're helping them overcome this. That's what they're changing right now. That's lovely. What? Their stability. What are their intentions? Didn't want to come out. What are their intentions? We do have the Page of Swords on the bottom. That's interesting. We have the 4 of Swords in reverse, healing, awakening, reigniting passions, coming out of isolation, coming out of that rest period towards you. We have the Wheel of Fortune, making adjustments, decisive action. So their intentions are to take decisive action towards you, to make a decision to come towards you here, to choose a path. Look at that. Blue Jay. And then we have the King of Wands. Counterpart energy, soulmate energy, like they see you as their match. They're feeling like you're the Queen of Wands, so they want to match your energy. This is about taking control of the situation, being confident, taking decisive action, right? Making a decision, choosing a path, coming towards you. Page of Swords, starting a conversation. What's blocking this person? What's blocking this person? 2 of Wands. So right now they're stuck on that pathway, right? That's what I was talking about. What's blocking this person? Procrastination, delays, fear, fear of leaving comfort zone. Maybe some patterns that keep them stuck from coming forward that they still need to heal. We have 6 of Coins in reverse. So what stops them from coming? What's blocking them? Maybe they're not sure if they can give reciprocity to you yet, give you balance, because this is about, like, this person could be worried, can they match your energy? Because their intentions are to match your energy. King of Wands, right? Queen of Wands. They want to match your energy. What's keeping them stuck here is it's almost like they have a fear that they can't give to you as much as you give to them. They can. They can. My book is upside down. They could be experiencing a loss of money. I feel like they don't want to take advantage of your generosity. That's interesting. And then fear of leaving comfort zone. All right. Let's see what action they're taking towards you in the future. What action? Whatever that was, it didn't want to come out. Nothing? They're taking decisive action towards you in the future. Action. We have Hanged Man. So this means there's a period of waiting before there's action. This is about new perspectives. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So the Nine of Swords in reverse is about healing and recovery. It's about sharing their stress with you, about, like I said, having a healing conversation, alleviating all this stress and fear they feel by sharing it with you. It is about new perspectives, but there's a waiting period here with the Hanged Man. So they wait before they come in. And I think you're all, like, you seem to be doing, you're in a very patient energy. Let's get one more to confirm that. Let's confirm Hanged Man energy. We have the Three of Cups. That's interesting. And we have the High Priestess flipping out and the Five of Wands in reverse. So they do want to... Clarifying the Hanged Man, new perspectives. Three of Cups. 3 months, Three of Cups, could be 3 months. So it could take them 3 months before they reach out. They could also offer friendship first. Don't let that, I don't think that would trigger you. Not the person I'm channeling. That wouldn't trigger you. It's almost like they want to offer friendship so that you can see a new perspective of them. 3 months. That's nothing. And if that stresses you out, that's a bit of distorted feminine energy or masculine energy. They want to show you a new perspective, that they're more self-aware. Also, this could be about releasing those friends. What should you focus on right now? July 11th could be symbolic. What should you focus on? The 21, World. So focus on your own achievements. Focus on those patterns that you're working on. That's good. Maybe travel. Focus on coming into inner union with yourself. Focus on your home. Focus on your stability. Let's look at it. Four of Wands. Especially I want to see what it means for career. The World. I opened right up to it again. Focus on your achievements, your fulfillment, your sense of belonging, your wholeness. So there's something about coming into inner union with yourself. Great unity and wholeness within yourself. That's beautiful. Maybe you need to go sit on a swing. I'm not kidding. The moment when our inner and outer worlds become a single entity. Focus on completing or fulfilling your career path. Beautiful. Your mission. Fulfillment, achievement. Beautiful. It's also on page 72, so just thinking about that. That's the Chariot and High Priestess. So taking action, coming into alignment with your High Priestess, with your Divine Feminine energy, your mission. Possibly as a light worker. Now I feel called to look at High Priestess. Creative inspiration, guide, mentor. Four of Wands. So focus on community, home, celebrations, stability, relaxation, coming into inner union with yourself, feeling safe and satisfied in your own energy. That's good. What advice do you need about this What advice do you need about this person? What advice do you need about this person? Okay, that makes sense. So, They do have a new perspective here. You are not delusional. Can I just say that? Seven of Cups in reverse. You are not delusional. You see the truth of the situation. Also, this person has clarity right now, but the Seven of Cups talks about having clarity, wanting to take action, but avoiding it for the time being. That's not a bad thing. Tried to put a crazy filter on my face. This person has clarity. They're still making choices in their life. Remember, their intentions and their actions had to do with making a choice. So they have clarity about love, but right now, they definitely have clarity about this situation, but right now, they are being encouraged to reconnect with their larger objectives to drive their decision making forward. So they're thinking about the bigger picture here. So let's say this person has realized they want to propose to you. If you will marry me, that song that I keep hearing. They have clarity about this, but they're looking at the bigger picture. King of Pentacles, right? They're thinking, well, I need money to buy a ring and I need stability. That's divine masculine energy. It's like they want to come in ready to protect and provide. Remember that? So if this person doesn't feel ready to protect and provide, that could be stopping them from coming forward. They're thinking about the bigger picture here, which is actually a good thing. All right. So I'm just going to remind you of the messages that we pulled for them. Divine masculine, aware and awakened to the divine calling. I want to say getting ready to take action, protect, and provide. Fantasizing, imagining your future together, essentially manifesting you. Remember that manifesting card? Nourishment, you feed my mind and nourish my soul. Your energy helps keep me going. Apology, I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I'm so sorry. Spiritual detox, I should have left these out so I could see them. Releasing negative thoughts and people. Remember the friendship thing that I was getting. Major spiritual awakening, cleanse, and rebirth. Communication. Expect a message. They want to express how much they truly miss you. This person knows they want to take action towards you. You've been patient with me during this journey. You're over here in Knight of Pentacles being patient. Your patience will be rewarded. The wait is over. True love is here. Anyway, that was a long one. I'm going to go now. But I will see you tomorrow for Halloween. I'm going to dress up. I promised I would dress up last year and then I never came on and did a reading. But this year I'm going to do it. So I will see you tomorrow, my friends. If you're dressing up, I want to know what you are. And I'm sending you all kinds of light and love, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.